somewhere I think the pivot was very essential.
I'm sure it has been a roller coaster ride.
Every time we do it, it felt like magical. We are not trying to target Gen Zs. There are customers messaging us and telling us that, thank you for creating it. This is such a unique product and things like that.
Because this is something that needs to reach a lot of people, right?
I think the world needs a temple fragrance. So maybe it can come from us. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Rachna, founder of ByRach. Today we have with us Pavan. Pavan is a founder of ABODE. ABODE is just not about fragrances. It's so much more deep-rooted in our rituals, in our values, and in our memories. Welcome, Pavan. So excited to have you here today, and you have a very unique brand, and I'm looking forward to this conversation and understanding more about ABODE.
Thank you, Rachna. Thank you for inviting me. Looking forward to explain the journey of ABODE and what we're trying to build, something very unique.
Great, great. First of all, ABODE, what a wonderful, heartwarming name.
Yeah.
So tell me about what was the vision when you created ABODE and what has been the journey like?
Yeah. ABODE started with one very simple idea, me and Deepa, my spouse, my partner. Uh, so a lot of the things that we buy at home becomes things and stuff which has no meaning and there's no experience that's attached to it. So we thought, why can't we create products that has a lot of meaning and experiences? That's something that we can relate to it. That was a broad hypothesis that we started with. When we started, we started around November 24,
Okay.
2024, around Diwali time. We started with broadly two categories: scented candles and wooden vases, which are handcrafted by artisans in Chennapatna. It took a lot of time and effort to went into creating those categories, but somewhere 2 or 3 months into the journey of the brand, there was not many takers in terms of people buying the products. Yes, we did a bit of marketing and everything, but somewhere things are not moving forward.
Okay.
So in Jan 2025 or Feb 2025, around that range, we also was working parallelly on room fresheners as a category. So we launched Tattva room freshener, which is our unique temple fragrance, and in Amazon and our website. And then we slowly started doing a bit of marketing. There are a few orders that were coming up, but still nothing concrete.
Okay.
So we're sitting in August 2025. If I take back to, in hindsight, to May 2020, we're sitting in August 2026. If I take back to May 2025, we're hardly doing 30,000-40,000 rupees a month and things like that. So that's the roller coaster for 6 months. Basically every day you're looking at in the abyss and see what's where are we going to go?
Exactly.
But somewhere something clicked in May 2025 where there's a lot of organic reviews that started coming up in Amazon for Tattva room freshener. There are customers messaging us and telling us that thank you for creating it. This is such a unique product and things like that. So that gave us some sort of purpose for the brand. So once we started receiving a lot of customer feedback, we thought, why can't we scale this category? Why can't we focus only on this particular
So you
category?
got a direction actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So that direction actually came from the product and the punt and the risks that we took with
Okay.
Tattva room freshener and with a lot of customer love. So once that happened, then as you can see, we launched a whole host of traditional Indian fragrances, starting from Vibhuti, Maitri, Utsav, Karpur, and Shuddhi. Each has its own unique story in terms of fragrances concerned. So next 6 months, we had a lot of customer love on our fragrances. So if you ask me, at the current moment, all these 6 fragrances that you're seeing is in the Amazon bestseller category, top
I'm sure
100
they have
bestsellers
each
category.
one of them has a story behind
Yeah,
them.
yeah. We'll just talk about the fragrances further during the conversation.
Sure. Great, Pavan. I mean, you started around almost 2 years back,
Yeah,
right?
1.5 years.
So I'm sure it has been a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
So were there any moments where you felt okay with the initial vases and candles? You
yeah.
said they didn't do any
Yeah.
much better, right? But with these 6 fragrances, how has your journey been like? Have been people receiving it well, and
Yeah.
you get a good feedback? Yeah.
So somewhere I think the pivot was very essential, needed for us and for also as a brand. As I said, if you ask me what is ABODE now and what is ABODE going to be, we are home of Indian traditional fragrances. And the purpose for us and the mission for us, if I may call it, is that we want to bring Indian experiences through our fragrances rooted in our rituals and memories. So when, if I further break it down, this is the seed thought with which we created all our fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
So and even if you see the names, Tatva, Maitri, Utsav, they're all like Indian names. We don't
Right.
want to put anything that is any English name that doesn't
Right.
suit what the
Correct.
true essence of the fragrance that we're
Hmm.
trying to
Hmm.
communicate.
These are some very unique names, and these are just not just not the names, right?
Yeah,
We as Indians, these are emotions for us,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
So, bringing something that is emotion into an actual product, how does it work? How did you think of it that this is
Yeah,
emotion and I'm going to convert it into something memory and something product? It's a
yeah,
very difficult
yeah,
task,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
How did you do that?
Yeah, I think there is no template or a playbook that I can share, to be very frank.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about how we felt initially. So there has to be some kind of magical or emotional element that is there, that should be there in our
Right.
fragrances.
Hmm.
Because when we thought of, say, a temple fragrance initially, the brief that we gave to our fragrance maker was that imagine you are entering into a temple.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
How does the ambience feel like for you? Can you
Okay.
can we create a fragrance that feels something like that?
Hmm.
Okay, that was a brief.
Hmm.
And once we get a lot of samples, if I just explain the brief, take an example of Tatva and explain.
Okay.
Once we got a lot of samples, we tried and tested at home with some of our close family members and everything for
Hmm.
some time.
Hmm.
Every time we do it, it felt like magical.
Wow.
It's difficult to explain the process because there
Right.
is no process to it.
Hmm.
That is one of the beautiful learnings for us as founders also, because you can't always go with the data and research saying that okay, this is the market, this is the gap and
Hmm.
everything. Of
Hmm.
course the gap evolved over a period of time. For example, we have very clear positioning now saying that we are going to do only traditional Indian fragrances,
Hmm.
but it's somewhere nuanced between art and science, art and data, art and research. So
Right.
ultimately I feel a lot of great products are built based on what you feel, and then
Hmm.
somewhere it's communicated through your branding, through your product, uh, through whatever that your communication that you're doing,
Hmm.
along with hopefully it communicates through the product,
Hmm.
and so that the customer can experience the truest essence of what we're trying to create. So I know it's a very abstract answer, but
No, no, I understand what you're
yeah,
trying to say. Not everything has to be data driven,
exactly.
right? A lot of it can be emotional
Yeah,
based also. And I think that's exactly what you're trying to do with
yeah,
Abode, right?
yeah, correct, correct.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a great insight for a
Yeah,
lot of people who feel that everything has to be backed by data. Whatever
yeah,
data is saying, I'm just going to go with that, right?
yeah,
So that brings me to my next question is that, see, these, for certain age groups, I'm sure
yeah,
Abode resonates really, really well, right? It reminds us of something that we were brought
yeah,
up. But then there's a newer generation, right? So
yeah.
are you trying to build that gap somewhere, somehow?
No, I think we are not trying to target Gen Zs.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
we're very
Okay.
clear
So
in
you're
our
very clear
positioning,
about
very
that.
clear about that.
Okay.
It's not a Gen Z product, even if
Hmm.
you look at all the packaging and everything, also, it's
Hmm.
extremely minimal.
Yeah.
So there
It's
are,
very elegant, I must
yeah,
tell you.
uh, there are different ways, approaches that we want to take the brand, position our brand in certain way. So there is design philosophy called Desi maximalism and Indian maximalism,
Right.
right? That
Hmm.
has certain lot of brands that are approaching their brand design and everything through that philosophy.
Hmm.
We want to approach in a minimalism kind of an approach,
Hmm.
where you communicate whatever that you want to communicate
Hmm.
through design, through our products and everything, but make it in an extremely minimalistic way,
Okay.
make it in a more experiential way.
Right.
So one thing what I can say we are proud of is that
Hmm.
whatever the product's name suggests,
Hmm.
the product will live up to its expectation in its truest essence.
Wow.
So that's somewhere we managed to achieve. So that's the uniqueness of the product, because uh, yeah, I mean that's
Wow. I mean, as founders, you have so much confidence in what you're providing. That's really, really incredible. And I'm sure each product has its uniqueness,
Yeah,
right? So, Pavan, when we say abode, it's like home, which is very
yeah,
dear to us, right? But the fragrances, the names that you have, is there any religious aspect to it, or
yeah.
not really?
Okay, we want to consciously not build a religious brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the name suggests something related to a temple or a vibhuti and things like that.
Hmm.
But I believe India as a culture is much bigger than religious, any particular religion.
Okay.
Uh, because if you think of a ritual can be anything, right? A ritual can start from your bathing is also considered as a ritual,
Mm-hmm.
and what we do in our puja rituals is also considered as a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Some lot of people apply vibhuti that they consider it as ritual.
Right.
These are very dear emotions and dear spaces for a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, when we thought of abode as a name, the name came from a very interesting idea. Basically, meaning house is just four walls, but home is a
Right.
space that is dear to you with a lot of emotions.
Right.
Hence the name abode. So
Hmm.
that was initial thought. Um, so we don't want to become a religious brand. We want to become a brand that tells stories rooted in our rituals,
Hmm.
our scriptures, and stories that connects through our products.
Okay.
And products become how do you say mirror to the stories and the land that we are living in. So the way
Hmm.
I'm looking at it is that when you receive so much of customer love for your products, it becomes beyond just the product. It becomes some kind of an experience.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
so why can't Indian rituals, uh, why can't Indian lot of things that we follow in our day-to-day life, which we consider as common,
Hmm.
there's a lot of magical element to it.
Right.
If
Right.
we, take a step back, take a pause,
Hmm.
and then observe it,
Right. Right.
there
Right.
is a reason why we follow a lot of rituals we
Absolutely.
do. So we just want to bring that out, hopefully through our products. Hopefully we can tell through our stories, through our content. We've
Hmm.
not done a great job in there, but hopefully we'll do it in the next few years, and tell a lot of stories which are resonating with the products that we are going to create at Abode.
Hmm. Yeah, understood. So you're saying it's nothing to do with the religion. It's just a very feel good factor, the
Exactly.
emotion. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you are.
Exactly.
If you use the fragrances, they're going to make you feel good,
Yeah.
right? Make you,
Exactly.
deep rooted somewhere at emotional level.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
totally agree with you. And I'm sure when people use these fragrances, somebody must have come up to you and said something that
Ah.
resonated, stayed very deeply with you. Could
Yeah.
you say a few
Yeah.
comments that you got?
I remember the first validation that we have from one of a customer who ended up buying almost like 55 times in the last six
Wow.
months in
Acha.
Amazon and in
Great.
our website. And I keep bouncing back ideas with him after some time now. Whenever we're trying to launch something, we'll send him a
Oh,
sample and say, "So is it good? Is it bad?" And all stuff
really?
like that. Yes. And the initial validation that we got is that the customer who I mean, I cannot name the customer,
Of
but
course.
he's a connoisseur of all the fragrances that's available in the
Mm.
market. uh, he said like this is the best temple fragrance I've used, and he
Wow.
compared us with some of the best brands that's out there, not only in India but in the world.
Seriously?
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's not about somewhere, it's not about the ingredients, it's not about what is out there, and
Hmm.
it's about the calmness and the experience it brings,
Exactly.
and staying true to the essence of what the product is claiming.
Hmm.
So I'm talking about Tatva room freshener initially. That gave us extreme confidence
Hmm.
to further venture into saying that why can't we do a lot of take one ritual, can we replicate the same thing in its truest essence.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So it may look like
Exactly.
common for us, but this can be an experiential, because if you take anything, for example, take vibhuti for example.
Hmm.
I'm taking that as an example. Vibhuti as a concept has an extremely deep philosophical sacred ash,
Hmm.
as Lord Shiva applies it, and a lot of Lord Shiva devotees apply, uh, because the deep philosophical meaning is everything returns to ash in this life. Okay, there's a lot of stories attached to it, so
Hmm.
there's no big deal about whatever that we're worrying about
Right.
in life.
Right. Right.
So the beauty of the what in our scriptures is that there is a story for everything. That
Hmm.
stories are not told in a right way because there is no products to tell that stories. So I see no reason why some of these fragrances, if it is done correctly, hopefully we are doing it and we can expand it in much around the world also. I see no reason. Say for example, I'll give one example. Recently, Prada launched a masala chai fragrance, right? I mean,
Right.
so after that, I think a lot of Indian brands also
Hmm.
started doing versions of it and inventing some of the chai fragrances, perfumes
Hmm.
that I see. But I see no reason why a temple perfume or temple fragrance can go global, because it's us, right? It's us in India. Hopefully,
Yeah,
we'll be able to
definitely.
do it.
Yes,
Just like yoga, we exported yoga.
exactly.
Why can't we export Indian ritual fragrances for the world?
Because it's, I don't think it's like yoga, it has got nothing to do with the religion, right? It's
Yeah,
just that you
exactly.
do it for yourself. So fragrance is something
Yeah,
that you are going to enjoy. There's
yeah,
nothing religious about it.
yeah,
Like you said, ash, right?
yeah.
We all turn into ash. There's nothing religious about that. It's a fact,
It's just a fact. It's a
isn't it?
philosophy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So you talked about this person who has rated you across
yeah,
all the brands across the world. So in the fragrance market, what is it that
yeah,
did you see that something was lacking and then you wanted to provide that? So what
yeah.
what what was it like?
I think it's a good question. Even we used to think, we thought about it when we were launched, when once Tatwa became a bit, started getting a lot of customer love. The one thing that I observed, especially in home fragrance category in India, to be very frank, it's one of the most ignored and taken for granted kind of category.
Hmm.
Because with all due respect to a lot of big brands out there, nothing wrong in that. I think
Right.
some of the products have been there for such a long time.
Yeah.
There are two kinds of range of products that I'm seeing at the moment. One is your aerosol sprays,
Hmm.
which has this automatic dispenser of the fragrance, and the other one, you've are positioned it as something like where you spray a few times. You feel like, if you want to feel like if you want your home to feel like a spa or a five-star hotel and things like that, which are
Right.
like really expensive,
Correct.
probably 1,500 or more than kind of thing, room
Hmm.
sprays. So the way what I'm seeing now, everybody is positioned as either status or something like where I'm doing this. It help you eliminate the bad odor in your kitchen or
Correct.
toilet, or
Correct. True.
it provide you some kind of freshness in your home. That is just a functionality aspect of
Right.
it.
Right.
But
Hmm.
again, if you go back, our fundamental thesis, abode is your own personal space. It's your home.
Hmm.
There's a lot of emotions attached to it. So why can't fragrance replicate some of the rituals, that emotions?
Hmm.
Why can't a fragrance can enhance that
Hmm.
with rooted in our memories?
Absolutely.
So I mean, we relate to something if it is not so alien to us. That's
Right.
a fundamental thing. And
Hmm.
especially with, again, with going back to it, with a lot of things that we do in our daily rituals, puja rituals and everything, there's a lot of deep rooted meaning to it.
Hmm.
So the product is just become a form of it. So
Absolutely.
we don't consider, I mean, we never talked about fragrance room sprays as something that removes or provides freshness.
Hmm.
We are saying that we provide ritual experience for your home. It's an
Hmm.
experiential product. We're
Hmm.
not here to, if you want your home to smell fresh,
Hmm.
I think we're not for you, to be very frank.
Okay, great.
So if you want your home to smell like a five-star hotel, we're not for you. But
Hmm.
if you want your home to smell something that you can, uh, something that you want to, there's something that you want to experience that is dear to you,
Hmm.
we are for you. We have different ranges of Indian ritual
Hmm.
fragrances
Hmm.
that can make you, uh, that can give some kind of meaning to your space, hopefully. So that's what we are.
That's so, that's really wonderful. You know that what space is for you and what space is not
Yeah,
for you, what you're trying to provide to the customers. I think you're very clear about
yeah,
that, right? Which is great. A lot of people, a lot of founders want to venture into different spaces.
yeah,
Talking about that, I really want to understand what's your future plans like, because I really want to, go and experience
yeah.
these different fragrances. So I just want to understand what the future of Abode looks like.
It's too early to say. The way we are looking at it at the moment is that we've got good customer validation, good customer
Hmm.
love, and we've grown decent numbers in the last 6 months. I mean, all our six fragrances at the moment are in the top 100 Amazon bestsellers.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, and we're soon going to launch a few more incredible fragrances. Again, there's so much of meaning and stories that we can tell through our content.
Right.
In terms of future plans, I'm looking at this way. We want to develop Indian ritual fragrance DNAs. Okay, say you have a temple fragrance, you have vibhuti fragrance, you have etc fragrances, and customers who want to experience those fragrances, they can experience in different product forms. Say a temple fragrance can be experienced through a room freshener or a fragrance oil or a diffuser, or hopefully in different multiple product forms in the future.
Okay.
So 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 for us, it's not about creating multiple categories within categories and then expand a business. There has to be a synergy in what we are trying to do, and that synergy starts with the core of fragrance DNA, what we're trying to build. That fragrance has to have a story, a memory, so that it's relatable to a lot of us. And then if you want to consume and experience those fragrances, there are different products that you can consume to experience those fragrances. That's how I'm looking at. So in terms of in terms of numbers, or how big we want to be, I don't see any reason why why I mean, I've used a lot of temple fragrances, not only in India but few from abroad also. But I think we have the best temple fragrance in the world. So if we're confident about it, I see no reason why, if somebody thinks of a temple fragrance, say 3 years, 5 years down the line, I don't see any reason why we should not be there.
Absolutely.
We should be that.
True.
So in terms of the numbers, let's see wherever it goes. But the opportunity can be really, really big, not only from a revenue standpoint and the scale standpoint, but also from what is a brand that we can create for the world. I think the world needs a temple fragrance, so maybe it can come from us. So yeah.
Definitely. So, I mean, what I meant was like, do you plan to overseas expansion, opening some experiential stores, and expanding the product categories? You have plans for all that?
Hopefully,
gradually, maybe.
I mean, hopefully experiential stores, hopefully in the next 5 years.
Wow.
But it still needs a lot of lot of capital.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get that in the future, in 3 years, 5 years down the line. But at the moment, overseas distribution is something that we are seriously looking at, because a lot of Indians are really, I mean, a lot of my friends, family, and a lot of other customers also, they send us a message saying that I'll pay you extra, send me to
So
US.
sweet.
So hopefully we can, I mean, we're in the works of doing that. In the next 1 month, we'll do that. We'll do the US distribution. And
Great.
overseas market can be really big for us. Parallelly, we are working on some other unique signature fragrances, fragrance DNAs. Maybe so these are the broad pipeline, I would say.
Great. I'm so happy that you'll be, because this is something that needs to
Yeah.
reach a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a very feel good factor. It's very feel home factor, right? Like you said, abode is a
Exactly.
home where the warmth is,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, Pavan, like you mentioned, some things went wrong, some did not, right? But I'm sure as an individual,
Yeah.
you also evolved as a founder, right? So, creating Abode, what did you learn about yourself?
I think a lot, I guess. I mean, first of all, I think I've always been consider myself as journalist, even during my professional career. Though I was mainly in client-facing roles, mainly in sales, trying to bring revenue for the companies. I always find myself good at product, good at marketing, and a lot of other things. Whenever I get a chance, I try to involve in a lot of other multiple departments. So always considered as a multitasker, but this once we started the brand, the kind of multitasking, the kind of skills level that's required, the kind of anxiety that you go through and everything, it's just some other level. I think one cannot explain it completely. There's no playbook for being an entrepreneur. I guess I'm sure anyone who is taking the risk and trying to start off their own, I think it's just hats off. And for us, it's doubly difficult because we as a couple, we started with a broad idea, we put our own capital into it.
Hmm.
It's not like, had some, great money, whatever the savings that we have, we just put into it
Hmm.
without knowing whether it will work or not. And luckily we both are on the same page, and it will really help, especially when your partner and you are on the same line. So
But
that
I'm
is,
sure it has its disadvantages as well, right? If you have your
yeah.
spouse as a partner, I'm sure it has the
I
challenges as well.
No, I
No?
don't think so
No?
actually. For
Okay.
me, it's like, for me and Deepa, it's like, really, really great that we both
Wow.
are on the same line. We both want to do it. We both want to take risk, because
Hmm.
that's where the friction comes, right? A lot of times,
Hmm.
because if you want to do
Absolutely.
something and then partner don't
Hmm.
want to go in a different way, so that's one thing. I think the risk, taking risk without knowing whether it will work or not. I think, as I mentioned, initially the first 6 months was really, really, we don't know what we're doing. Luckily, I think something worked, Tattva worked, and then we expanded, pivoted, and
Right.
the brand became what it became now. Um, and there's this saying, right? I mean, I forgot where I heard. Building a company, you're not only building as a founder, you're not only building the company, but the company builds you as well.
As well. Wow.
So that is actually extremely true. I found it really resonating, because um, not only just in terms of the skills aspect of it that is required,
Hmm.
because I never ran Amazon ads, I never ran Meta ads. Only in the last probably couple of years I started doing a bit of reels here and there. Of
Isn't
course,
it?
as a sales guy, you do a lot of presentations,
Yeah.
but coming in front of the camera and talking is a different ball game
True,
altogether.
true, true.
Um, but you have to do it, because nobody else will do it for you. So,
You
right?
wish somebody
Yeah,
else could do.
it's like the survival. You have to survive.
Yeah.
So I did all that. I mean,
Hmm.
we did all that. We still pack every day almost 100, 200 orders sometimes, depending
Wow.
on the at home, and we try to
Hmm.
pack it,
Hmm.
and we ship it to the customers in on time. Uh, so all the logistics, operational, skills level aspect. I broadly say the skills level aspect and the
Hmm.
mental aspect of it.
Hmm.
The skills level aspect is one thing, but the mental aspect will be something else. Especially,
Totally.
I mean, if you're 20 and you're starting and you fail, it's okay. You can always rebuild your life. But if 40 and you're starting, then it's because you know where to go. This is the end game. This is what you want to do it. You will have to do it. So then the anxiety aspect, everyday
Hmm.
aspect is something else. So that's why I think the support system,
True.
me and Deepa going through this together is really, really important. Uh, we're happy that we've come to this level wherever we have come to,
Hmm.
and I see only upside now. I think the yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully, in 1-2 years when we meet again, I think we'll talk again in a much what are the numbers that we're doing, and
Isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
We'll
think
say, oh, last time you said this.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct,
I love your optimism and
yeah,
enthusiasm.
yeah,
So you mean to say that you learnt is that you can do it,
yeah,
isn't it?
definitely. I think
Despite all the apprehensions that you
yeah, yeah,
had.
yeah, yeah. I think you'll have to believe that. Without
Hmm.
belief, I believe nothing will happen.
True.
You'll have to believe that you can do it. It doesn't matter
Hmm.
what the obstacles are.
Absolutely.
It will always be there. I mean, I think I hope everybody does it. Everybody take a bit of that small risk in their life. Do something outside of their job. You lose something.
Hmm.
Most likely you lose something. Hopefully, if it is a capital, then you learn something and then you move on from it. Because we
Yeah.
uh, just have one life, just do
One
it.
life,
So
exactly. But I think it also depends on how much you're willing to risk. But a
exactly.
little bit of risk, I think, sometimes is worth
Yeah.
taking. Just take that first step,
Yeah. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's again, I'm not going too philosophical. I think there's a line from Kunal Shah, I believe, where you cannot achieve anything. You cannot achieve excellence unless until you risk either your capital or your health or your reputation.
Oh,
So
profound,
I think that find it truly resonating,
isn't
because
it?
uh, ultimately you have to risk something for you to achieve something. So there are 99 chances that you lose, but you take that 1% chance
Let's not say
sometimes.
that. Let's
Yeah,
just say it's a
but
good
that's the
number.
reality of it, because you don't know what will work, what will
Hmm.
not work.
I
But
think little bit of marketing research and
yeah,
little bit data numbers,
yeah,
and you will have a little bit of idea.
idea, yeah,
This may work or this may not work, and then you can invest accordingly, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Risk mitigation, and capital allocation are the two most important things in my opinion.
True, true, true.
Especially if you are bootstrapped, you need to know your unit economics. You cannot lose
Absolutely.
money. You need to know what your risk is, how
Hmm.
much you're putting on the line. and then sometimes you backstep, sometimes you just push the pedal. That is the most important thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Pavan, I really want to dive into the products
Sure,
and
definitely.
what they talk about.
Yeah,
What is the emotion behind each? So this is Vibhuti,
yeah,
inspired from the sacred ash. Tell me about this
yeah.
one.
I mean, sacred ash is considered to be and there's a lot of deep philosophy, right? So
Hmm.
for example, if you go to Kashi, the real vibhuti, what people call it, is in the Shamshan Ghat and everything.
Hmm.
So that's very dark, to be very frank. But
Hmm.
a lot of the functional vibhuti that we apply in our after our puja
Right,
rituals, where
right.
a lot of people apply in
Hmm.
forehead and everything, that comes from the homas that we do, and it's a bit of there is a bit of aromatic sense to it.
Right.
So that is the essence that we try to capture through the fragrance.
Hmm. Hmm.
So as the name suggests, this smells exactly like the vibhuti that you apply on your forehead or you use in your home. So it's
Hmm.
powdery, it's woody. I don't want to go into the notes of it,
Hmm.
because even we try to make a conscious effort to put not to put notes to some of the fragrances also.
What is the note?
It's a top, middle, and base note, and
Ah,
heart note
acha.
and things
Okay,
like that.
okay.
So lot, for example, Tatva, we just gave a broad indication. Vibhuti, I have not even put the fragrance notes in a lot of our product pages. I took that conscious effort because if the product is communicating the essence of, or if the product is living up to the essence of what the name suggests, then and who cares about the notes?
Acha,
I,
okay.
I don't know, a
Hmm.
lot of people even know what top, middle, and heart note and things like
Hmm.
that is there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So so this smells exactly like vibhuti, the
Wow.
product. So yeah,
So this will remind us of the homas that we do at home.
exactly,
Puja, hai na?
exactly.
What is left after the glory
Yeah,
is done, right?
correct. There is
Yeah.
one customer review from Tamil Nadu who said like this. I mean, I think they call it as Periya Kovil. I mean, pardon my Tamil.
Okay.
So which means like you are inside of the temple. You're inside of a Shiva temple. It
Hmm.
just felt like that when I use it.
Wow.
So these compliments when we get a lot of these WhatsApp compliments and
Hmm.
what people felt about the product. I mean, it automatically gives a lot of sense for you as a founders and a lot of responsibility that whatever that you create in the future, you have to
Match that
match that or live
expectation.
up to that
Yeah.
thing. Cannot.
But I think it's also very motivating to keep you
Yes,
going, right? And
absolutely.
you somehow get a feeling, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something different.
Yeah,
People are loving it.
yeah,
And how can I make it better?
yeah,
Right? Literally as
absolutely,
simple as that.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. And Tattva,
Tatva.
inspired from temples.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is, I think, one of your best-selling
This
ones,
is the best
right?
selling product
Hmm.
for us. This is the reason I think why we pivoted to where we are now. As the name suggests, inspired from temples. Again, if you imagine walking into an old ancient temple, you not only the ambience, how you feel, it's the coconuts offering, it's the camphor, it's the scent of aarti, it's a bit of sandalwood, it's
Hmm.
flowery. It's, I mean, I'm trying to find words to describe that feeling, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We feel when, as soon as we enter the temple, the purity of it, right? The
exactly.
piousness that we feel
Yeah,
of all the ingredients that come from the earth,
yeah,
right? Very natural, very organic,
yeah.
very herbal, and they somehow calm us,
Commas,
isn't
exactly.
it? So I think this I'm sure has a very calming effect.
Yeah,
So let's say I'm doing my meditation,
yeah,
and if this is the smell that I'm inhaling,
yeah.
it will definitely work on the
Work
senses.
on the senses. I think we've not highlighted that. Again, it's a conscious effort that we've not highlighted, saying that use this for your meditation, use this for
Hmm.
your puja ritual and
Hmm.
things like that. Because for us, the experience of using the temple, using the fragrance, using the
Hmm.
room freshener, where and living up to the expectations of that
Hmm.
is much more bigger than anything else.
Right. Right.
Customers can, like, for all the use cases what you just mentioned,
Hmm.
it's ideal for yoga, it's
Hmm.
ideal for if you're doing right after your puja rituals, just spray a few sprays of tattva or vibhuti or other
Hmm.
fragrances. It just linger in your home for a few more hours. It's
But
just
you don't
ideal.
want to just contain it to that. That's what you're trying to
Yeah,
say. Yeah. You
correct.
don't want to make it limited to those
Yeah, I don't want to
experiences.
consciously make it limited to it, because
Hmm.
uh, yeah, because experience is bigger than anything else. I mean, say for
Absolutely.
example, you walk into a temple, there's a certain sense of calmness that you already feel.
Hmm.
Uh, you cannot describe that calmness. You cannot describe the
True.
tranquility.
True. True.
So
True.
there is a, I think, I remember I bad at Hindi, but this is famous line from Rockstar movie, right? जो भी मैं कहना चाहूँ बर्बाद का है अल्फाज मेरे, something like that.
Acha, okay.
So that feeling you cannot, the words sometimes destroy that feeling.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that is the thing that we captured.
Words are too small to describe
Exactly.
the feeling which is
Exactly.
too large.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
So that is the true. I mean, we capture the true essence of what it feel like when you enter a temple through this room freshener.
Tattva. Wonderful names, Pavan.
And
they're
all the
just
names
so.
that we chose also, it's very conscious effort. We don't
Hmm.
want to when you're doing when we're doing traditional Indian fragrances, there has to be a name that is that is that is again Indian. So the names are chosen that way. Tattva, Vibhuti, Maitri, Shuddhi, Utsav,
So the basic
Karpur.
elements, no, nothing fancy
Nothing
frills
fancy.
attached to them
Yeah.
actually.
Sometimes the best fragrances are when it's raw. It's not polished.
Absolutely.
So Vibhuti is not polished. Tattva is not polished, I would say. So
Okay.
it just stay true to its essence.
Wow. Maitri.
Yeah. Maitri is a jasmine fragrance.
Jasmine.
So the reason, we thought about it a lot whether we want to launch a jasmine fragrance or not. Because jasmine, if you look at it, every fragrance has a jasmine.
Right.
And if you take any fragrance, any jasmine fragrance that you see in the market, most of them at least, either it is too overpowering, it gives you
Absolutely.
headaches. Okay. It does not feel like the fresh jasmine that
It
we just
doesn't.
love.
It feels very chemically,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Exactly. So that's what we want to bring through. I mean, not the overpowering aspect of it, the pure essence of fresh jasmine flower in the morning, what you feel. This captures that. It's subtle, it's gentle. That's why we named it as Maitri. Maitri means a gentle friendship, right? I mean, it suits well with the name, with what we're trying
So
to
your
say.
morning
Jasmine.
friend.
Exactly. Perfect. I think.
Great.
Yeah.
And some flavors are with you.
Exactly. So Shuddhi. Shuddhi is a very interesting one. So if I give you a quick backstory of the ritual that we try to replicate here, in a lot of Indian rituals, I mean, all of you, I mean, you must be knowing white sage, right? White sage
Yeah.
smudge spray
Yeah.
and
Correct.
things like that. It started
It's for
in
cleansing.
cleansing.
Yeah.
In US it's very famous actually.
Hmm.
It's a ritual a lot of people follow to
Right.
just burn white sage so that it cleanses the negative energy in your home and all. But if you go back in the rituals that we follow in India, there are these sacred grasses, sacred Indian grasses that we always used to do it for probably decades, if not more than that.
दूब बोल रहे हैं क्या?
Doop nahi.
Grass.
It's Durva and Darba grasses.
हाँ, right.
Durva and Darba grasses. I mean, I think Darba grasses we offer for Ganesh also
Yeah.
during Ganesh Chaturthi and all. And during solar eclipse and other periods, a lot of Indian homes, they keep Durva and Darba grasses somewhere in home to invite positive energy. So we thought, can we replicate that ritual in a very modern fashion without losing the truest essence of what the grass, what those grasses smell like technically.
Okay.
So that we try to capture it. This is a modern fragrance. You spray a few times, you feel like you are standing in the middle of the fresh grass fields in the morning. It just smells exactly like that.
Wow.
But this is the story wise. It's rooted in one of the rituals that we follow very deeply. And I see no reason. I mean, I see a lot of Indians also use white sage. It's one of the best sellers, and even in Amazon also. Why do we need to use it when we have our own thing?
Isn't it?
Going back for centuries, right?
Wow.
So yeah,
Shuddhi.
Shuddhi is that.
Wow.
And then if I come back to Karpur, for example, Karpur, as a name suggests, camphor as a ritual that we follow in a lot of our puja rituals. What we try to bring through this fragrance is the reminiscent of scent of Aarti. And we all do Aarti at the end of our puja rituals. It marks the end of our puja rituals. And we also use sandalwood paste. There's in a lot of puja rooms in India. You have a real sandalwood that's there where you just scratch it and make a paste out of it. And there's a very subtle smell out of it. And you also have a very natural camphor smell that goes through with it during the puja rituals. We blended notes of sandalwood and camphor so that it is reminiscent of the scent of Aarti that we experience. This is again, it's not perfumed. It's very raw, true to its essence.
Achha.
You smell camphor and a bit of sandalwood notes when you spray this. That's the beauty of the product.
Karpur.
Yeah. And Utsav, I mean, Indian festivities are extremely vibrant, right? I mean,
It doesn't
you
get completed without any
without,
celebration.
yeah, exactly. I mean, when we thought about it, we thought like, okay, every festival has its own uh, vibrancy to it.
Yeah,
Okay,
true.
I mean, if I go back to, I mean, right now we're a nuclear family, but if we all go back to our childhoods during summers and
Joint families.
joint families or nani, dadi, grandma's place and all, whenever we celebrate festivals there, there is so much happening in the kitchen. There's so much happening everywhere in garlands,
True,
flowers, and
true.
everything. So it's sweet, it's spicy, it's it's a lot of vibrancy that's there. So we try to this capture that essence through itself.
And we used to feel very happy about,
Exactly, it's a happy fragrance.
yeah, happy fragrance.
And so
Okay, feel good.
there's no deep philosophical thing that's there here. It's just a
Okay,
happy fragrance. You
happy
just feel
fragrance.
good about it. That's it.
So if you spray, you'll feel good.
Yeah, it's like
Happy.
there's one customer who sent us a message long time. It feel like Diwali in a bottle.
Wow, that's such a sweet
Yeah.
compliment.
So it
Yeah.
just that actually. So it's a happy fragrance, I would say.
Great. Because I think as Indians, we are so deeply rooted in our festivals.
Yeah.
And every festival has some, story to it,
Yeah.
right? And I think you have created fragrance for each one of them,
Each one
right?
of them. Yeah.
You want to feel festive, you want to feel upbeat, joyful. Just spread this fragrance and you'll
exactly.
feel good.
Yeah.
You'll feel home,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
You'll feel abode.
Yeah. Correct.
Great.
Correct.
So great to have this conversation with you, Pavan. So much learning, and I'm just so happy that you have, done what you have done, because I feel sometimes the traditions die, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes some of the memories die, but I think it's a very great effort to keep them alive, to
Yeah.
keep them going through
Yeah.
a very easy step for us to follow.
Exactly. Exactly.
So thanks for doing this, and I look forward to bringing this to my home. And I will be one of the customers to give you the
Definitely.
feedback.
Please experience it. And one final note I want to say is that, like what you rightly said, traditions are dying. And if you look at all I mean, there's a lot of Eastern versus Western fragrances, right? Eastern fragrances, if you look at in Japan, or there's a lot of analog fragrances.
Right.
I mean, that all those goes through in Japan. Even in China, there's a lot of going back to the roots of sorts. There's a lot of brands which are trying to promote, which are trying to develop Eastern fragrances, because there's a lot of stories that can be told through fragrances.
True, true.
Because at the end of the day, I believe products is just remain product functionality wise if there is no story attached to it. So stories are important, and we have a lot of them to tell in India. So hopefully some of the stories can be told for the world through our products and through a lot of other products whose hopefully somebody else can create also. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you will tell us a lot of other stories as well. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're going to have a lot of products,
Yes.
and which will take us back to our grassroots,
Yeah.
and where we can tell our children what
Yeah.
this story means
Yeah.
and how they can experience it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Great. Thank you so much, Pavan.
Thank you, Rachna. Thank you for having me.